Hey guys, what's up? ShaneWolf38 here. Now before I get into this video, I'd like to quickly apologize for my absence on YouTube in the past few months. It's just I haven't really had any ideas, and I don't like to just put stuff out there if I'm not really happy with it. So about a week ago, actually, I had the idea for that man versus pig map, and I made that, and I was really happy with it, put it out there, and that's kind of my return to the YouTube scene. Love that map. Definitely go check it out if you haven't. Okay, and another thing I'd like to mention is about a week ago, GamerGuppy made a video which he showcased a new feature he and Onnowhere had found in Minecraft, and he showed a bunch of awesome applications for it. And one thing that's, not only is this feature revolutionary, one thing that's just awesome is that it's very rare that people find a feature and then actually show so many useful applications for it, because and I've seen people discover features before, but these guys, they showed so many just awesome ways you can use it, and that's just insane. You have to check it out if you haven't, and you basically have to. It's just crazy. So I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below. So, okay, let's get into this video. So, this is pretty cool. So, you see this machine right here? This machine is a randomizer, but it's a special type of randomizer. What this is going to do is this is actually able to generate up to 961 random numbers that are non-repeating. So like, let's say that we generated it and we got 354 as our number. It would never repeat 354 again. So to demonstrate this real quick, I'm going to set the limit to 31 different numbers. So that's numbers 0 through 30. And let's show you. Okay, so we're generating numbers right now, and it's either random, but so far none of them have repeated themselves. You don't see any duplicates or anything of the sort. We're just gonna go on with this for I don't know, another few seconds. Okay, and see, when I open up my chat, there's actually no numbers that are the same. So yeah, these numbers are completely non-repeating. They will not repeat themselves at all. And the only time they do repeat is when you completely run out of numbers, and then it'll just keep repeating the last number over and over again. I'm going to try to show you that. So yeah, no repeating. Okay, yeah, so see, now we have no more spaces left. It's just going to keep repeating 10 over and over again. Yeah, if we reset this, it'll restart. Okay, and we can actually do this. So this is set to 0 right here. We can actually set this all the way up to, 30. So let's set this to 3, actually. No, set it to 2. So now we should have up to like 92. Okay, yeah, so now you can see we have a lot more. What we're going to do is we're going to set this to a repeat command. So it's just going to keep doing that. Let's stop it real quick. So you can see we have all these different numbers, but none of them are repeating themselves. Let's keep doing it. Okay, yeah, we can see again in the chat there. Keep doing it. Okay, so now we got to the last one. Okay, and yeah, we can do this. So we can set the max randomization and check out how many different available numbers we have. So yeah, that would take about 900 ticks to get through. Actually, 960 ticks to get through all those different numbers. But I'm gonna actually prove to you that none of them are repeating. So what we're gonna do is we're going to set this to, let's set it to 3. If you don't know, there's a formula for the finite sum of a number, and that's n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So let's say we added 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8, right? And let's say we went up to 29, right? The formula for that would be is it'd be 29 times 29 plus 1, so that's 30. And then you divide that by 2. So divide by 2. Okay, so that's what this machine does right here. First, let's actually reset the sum, set it to 0. And let's add the sum counter, because it's going to have to add an additional part on that thing. And okay, so let's set this, and let's go through all of it. And yeah, okay, so it's going to stop itself when it gets to the last number. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, you see it turns off. Although it does repeat the last number, it's going to actually subtract that. So let's see the random sum versus the actual sum. So the one in green is the sum, and then the red is what it should be. Oh, whoops, I made both of them in green. Okay, let me change that. Whoops. Okay. Alright. Mistake. Faulty error. Alright. Come on. Okay, so yeah. That's what it is. You can see that we're setting the sum right here. So we're going to set it to one number greater than this. Like if we set it to 5, you can see that the sum is now going to be that. And if we set this to 4 in here, let's actually play this out. So let's turn this on. Oh, whoops, I completely forgot to set the sum to 0. Whoops. Okay. Alright, let's do that again. Alright. My bad. Okay, so yeah, this is going to take about, I don't know, like 10 seconds or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. Alright, there we go. Okay, so let's see the actual sum versus the random one. Okay, so yeah, you can see that there are no repeating digits whatsoever. Otherwise, that sum would be off, and that's just awesome. And just to show you that I'm not just copying the same number, yeah, I'm doing the calculations. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, now that's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's talk about how this machine works really quickly. Hey guys, sorry for that cutoff. I just explained it terribly before, so I'm going to attempt to do it again. It's going to be the long part of the video, so hopefully I do a somewhat decent job explaining this. If you don't know binary very well, then this is going to be kind of hard to follow, but we'll try. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tag a random armor stand named Randomizer with a score of random minimum 1, and this just means that it has an available number left to choose from, and we're going to add the select tag to it. This is so we can track it throughout the rest of these command blocks. Now take note that every single armor stand in this map is actually named Randomizer. So what we're going to do next is we're going to set every randomizer's binary score and ignore the score underscore number equals 30. This is just in case we have more than 30 armor stands, or 31. We're going to set their binary score equal to their random score. Or, sorry, not their random score, the selected armor stand's random score. So that means even the selected armor stand's binary score is going to be equal to its random score, because this is setting every single armor stand, and that includes the selected armor stand as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divide every armor stand's binary score is going to be divided by their own individual BinaryN score. Now this is where it gets kind of complicated, and this is what makes the actual system work in the first place. So when I was sitting in bed in the morning I made this, I was thinking of how I could do this without like 60 or 70 command blocks. And then when I was just like messing around with stuff, I figured out a really cool pattern, or not a cool pattern, but a really cool way you can determine if a binary number is in a larger number. So like, you know how it goes 1, 2, 4, 8. If you wanted to find whether or not 4 was part of 13, if you were to break up 13 into binary numbers, if you wanted to find out whether or not 4 was part of it, you would divide it by 4. And if it was an odd number, that means it passes the test. If it's an even number, that means it is not included in there. Now, I'm not going to explain why that works. There is a reason that's pretty logical that I thought of, but yeah, you can think about that. But yeah, that's how we're going to determine whether or not it's part of the number. So if we set the BinaryN on display, you can see that what we're going to have is every armor stand is going to have a score all the way from 1 all the way up to 2 to the power of 30. Okay, so yeah, this is just to determine whether or not their number is in the score. Now what we're going to do after that, okay, so once we divide it, right, we're going to do a percent remainder when we divide it by 2. This is so we can find whether or not it's odd, because like let's say we have number 3. If we divide it by 2 and it has a remainder of 1, we know it's odd. If we divide 4 by 2 and it has a remainder of 0, we know that it's not an odd number. So what we're going to end up with is if it has a score of 1 at the end here, that means that it is going to pass the test, and that number is part of it. So that's awesome. So then what we do is we just tag a random armor stand with a score of binary minimum 1, and we add the select 2 tag. This is just a second selection tag so we can track it throughout the rest of its journey here. So then what we're doing is we're taking the armor stand that we selected originally, and we're subtracting the BinaryN score of the second selected armor stand from its random score. This is so that we can remove the numbers. So let's say we have 8 as the random score, and then if we find out that 8 is part of it, and then that's the one that's chosen, we're just, okay, that's a terrible explanation. Just know that it removes the number so that that number never gets chosen again. There we go, great explanation. Okay, so then we set randomN's random score equal to the first one's number score. So this is basically just selecting the first random number. Then we multiply that by 31 because every time we add an extra armor stand, we're adding an extra 31 numbers. And then we just add the random score of the second armor stand. And this is just to add the second random number. And then we're just doing some tell raw. And okay, and then we're just removing the tags. And then this is for the counter. Yeah, this is for the counter. Ignore that. Let me just actually remove that. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like. That was not the great explanation. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't know binary really well. But yeah, that's about it. This is not a very, it's not a very useful machine. I mean, it is, but it's like there's not a lot of applications for it. So that's unfortunate, but it is pretty cool. I'm happy I got it to work. It's pretty awesome, I think. And yeah, that's about it for the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.